This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's open house. I just want to let you know you guys are in the right place at the right time. My name is Brandy Pember, and I'm going to be your host. So before we get started, I'd like to encourage everybody to pay close attention to the information that's being presented. The best way to pay attention is to take notes, and that way, if you guys have any questions at the very end, we can answer them. The next order of business is to introduce our speaker, trainer, and coach. There's 4 things I can tell you about this individual. Number 1, he knows 100% of the information. He makes a lot of money. He loves to have fun and he loves to help people. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Jeff Gamble.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Brandy and I work together. She is my fiance, so she's kind of the background person to a lot of things that we do, is able to help out with so many different things, including introductions. But mainly you see her doing graphics, along with all the back end marketing for what we're doing. What we're here to talk about today is actually, how people are earning anywhere between 100 and well over $300 an hour in the coaching industry. How are people doing that? In this open house that we're going to go over, I'm going to share some information with you that was kind of brought to my attention and want to share it with you guys. So what is My Leadership Network? The mission is basically to educate and equip and empower leaders. Our vision is to create financially independent servant leaders. And our purpose really is to help people grow, because if you grow, that helps people everywhere. Saw another person just jumped online. Hello, hello. That is Joyce from Texas. How are you? So the objective here, the objective is to equip and empower independent sales representatives and coaches with skills, tools, strategies, so that way to ensure the building of successful businesses. That's what we really help people do, is build businesses. Our 8-step process is pretty simple. We invest in education. If you're not investing in education and getting better, getting smarter at what you're doing, you should. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to go into that. What we do is we learn skills and strategies when we go to different events, read different books, hang around different people. We then create courses at My Leadership Network at events. We actually certify coaches and consultants and trainers. We're going to equip through products and mentorship on how to do what to do. We then coach our community and our clients. We teach people how to build successful businesses. The 8th step is really simple. We repeat that process over and over and over again. So there's 6 areas to evaluate about who we are and what we do, because this is an open house. Number 1 is the industry. What industry are we targeting? Who are we going after? The need, the company itself, the products we actually offer, the compensation, and then the timing, because this is an opportunity. The industry of direct sales is really interesting. Worldwide, it's over 100 million people. That's a lot of people. Don't invite everybody to your house at once, but you can do it through Zoom, right? And then in the United States alone, there's over almost 8 million direct sales representatives. So, there's about 350 million people in the United States and at least Canada. Canada, you make up another million people that are independent representatives in direct sales. So you're really looking at, 9 million throughout, just United States and Canada alone. That's a lot of people who are looking. Now, if you don't know anything about direct sales, 1/3 of the reps join for a discount. That's why they get in. I knew this because I watched a ton of people when I was involved in direct sales, in different product companies, and you would kind of offer, 3 things. You'd be like, look, you can get in as a retail person, support us, that's cool. You can get in as a wholesale rep, or you can get in as an actual rep and get an even deeper discount. And I had people ask me all the time. They said, hey, can I sign up for this? I'm not really interested in building a business, but I want to be like a Sam's Club member, a wholesale club. I want to get the deepest discount. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. You can do that. That's no problem. So 1/3 of reps join for the discount. 1/3 of reps join for a plan B. A lot of people out there, they want a plan B. They actually want to know that there's something just in case. Obviously, with what COVID happened, just sat down and talked with a gentleman today that I've been friends with for a long time, and we were just discussing how many people were actually out there looking for extra. So that's why 1/3 of people join, and the last 1/3 are the 1/3 that want to make money. Now, if you broke those numbers down, 1/3 of the 125 million or 1/3 of the 7.7 million is there's 2.5 million reps in the United States that basically will need a coach to learn how to make money. And there's about 41 million reps around the world. So that's really, the biggest target market we're going after. And that's just direct sales. We didn't mention real estate. We didn't mention insurance. We didn't mention financial services. And we didn't even talk about the coaching industry. Does some of them need help too? Yes, when you understand what we do. Now, focusing on direct sales, because that's the biggest need that we have, or the biggest target market we have. This is what I learned from actually having conversations. These are the questions that people have asked me over the years, and ask yourself if you've asked yourself any of these questions or said any of these things. How do I recruit? Who should I talk to? What should I say? Where do I get leads? What video should I send people? I love this one. I can't get anybody to watch the video. I know what video to send. I just can't get anybody to watch it. Or I can't get anybody to watch it, show up, or sign up. My people won't do anything. I can't get them to do anything. I got a couple people in, but I don't have any activity. My people aren't doing anything. My upline won't help me, or my uplines quit. What do all those people need? They need a coach. So in 2016, I came up with an idea to create a training coaching company. I realized there was a huge need for this, and I was watching different leaders create different trainings. And unfortunately, what I saw is they were always catering to corporate rather than what the individual actually really needed. They were trying to play it safe so that way they could gain the favor, the compliment of the industry, rather than teaching people how to be independent business owners. We can have a separate conversation if you want to know exactly what I mean. So I decided to start my own. Now, I had an idea about halfway through to launch it as an affiliate company. And in the beginning of this year, we decided to launch it as an affiliate company. And it's 100% paid off. That was kind of the nice thing. I was started with an idea. We put all the money into it. It's been paid off. So you have the ability to not only work with us and go through our courses and classes, but you have the ability to work with us on the opportunity side. And, obviously we just listed, how big of an opportunity that is. Now, the products. One of the biggest issues inside of business is leads. You saw from the questions that people asked in direct sales, who do I talk to? How do I talk to them? Where do I find new people? If you have no leads, it means you have no sales. Now, Gary Keller has built one of the largest real estate companies in the world. I believe there are over 170,000 people in just the United States and Canada alone. He said, we must have leads. In fact, it would be helpful to you. You should think of yourself as in the lead generation business. Now, that's for real estate, but it's also for direct sales. It's also for coaching. It's also for insurance agents. It's also for financial services. Everybody in the industry needs leads if you expect to keep being in business. He's like, try staying in business very long without leads. So our very first product is a system of unlimited leads. What if you could start into something where you could find leads every single day? And what we did is we were actually partnership with the MLM Recruit on Demand system. That's a system that's been around since 2014. Ryan Gunnis has run it, and they're upgrading the system. This was something that I found out. He was upgrading the system, creating a new, easier to function website. So for those of you who know, the older website, it was a little rough around the edges to be able to function, but it was built specifically so that way it didn't need to be upgraded all the time. But now, after however many years that is, 8 years, it's time for the upgrade. It's time for the facelift, and it's getting surgery, and it's being put together right now. You're comped in at the basic level. That's right off the bat. So there's two things you're going to have access to. You're going to have access to up to 100 leads at a time that are already people in the industry looking. Now, when I say there are people in the industry, they're not necessarily looking for an opportunity, but they are in the industry and open usually to talking about the industry. So one of the things that I've found is many people inside of network marketing and direct sales are in one company, but they're also customers of several others. Anybody customer of several other companies? I'm a customer of at least 3 that I know of. So the idea is support the industry. So right off the bat, you have that. The second part is there's actually a scraper. Now, this is a little bit more complicated to explain, but basically what you can do is you can enter in either a profession or a network marketing company if you want to go after or talk to certain people in certain industries. You can pick one of those. Then you can pick an area code and target Then you pick from basically 3 sources. You can pick from Google, you can pick from Facebook, or you can pick from LinkedIn, and you can scrape and pull about 100, well, there's 100 on Google, about 100 listings at a time, and scrape that database and pull those numbers into a separate file. And now you have phone numbers of specifically company or profession in a certain area code. So for instance, I'm in Indianapolis. If I wanted to hit up real estate agents, I could real estate agents 317. I could pick Google. I could copy, paste that into the extractor. That would extract out all the numbers. I did this the other day, specifically with real estate agents in my area. I got 79 leads. It took 3 minutes. Now that's just one area code. What if I did Southern Indiana and then Kentucky and then Tennessee, and I just kept going down? This gives you the ability to just have unlimited leads depending on what you're looking for. Second, every client receives a PDF of our text message marketing system. Now, I originally built this for the company that I was in. So if you're, if you were involved in the company I was in, it's built for that. The new one is specifically for any company. It's just generic. It's like you need to figure out how to write your 3 or 15-minute presentation, but once you have your 15-minute presentation, everything else is identical. Every client receives basically our private Facebook page, and the larger our database becomes, the larger what we do becomes, the larger the system becomes, the more valuable this product is. And I'm not even going to do a lead up, it's $20. Now a lot of people say, well, why didn't you make it $200? Or is that $20 a lead? Is that $20 a month? It's $20 one time. The reason being is I wanted one thing that absolutely anybody could afford, because anybody else bought into lead programs that are like 100, 200, 300. I bought into a lead program that was $3,000 a month for 6 months. You know how many deals we converted out of that? Zero. It was actually one of the worst things I did. What I realized is you don't necessarily have to spend a ton of money on the leads. What you need to spend a ton of money on is the coaching on how to approach the leads. If you don't have that, you can have all the leads in the world and just kind of spin wheels. The next thing is the 10 key fundamentals. There are 10 key things you have to know how to do to build a successful organization. So what we did is weekly recorded virtual classes. These happen Monday night. Again, they're recorded, so if you can't make it Monday, no problem. The 10 key fundamentals is how to build a successful team. The first half is recruiting and team building. The second half focuses on one of those 10 key things that you need to know how to do. And one thing that we added to this that I always wanted this, I would go to a training and somebody would do this amazing thing and I'd have one question. Did you ever been to a training, you have one question, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to ask this. And they end the training and get off and you have no way to get that answer. So what we do is we do not only takeaways, but we do a Q&A at the end of each one of these sessions. That way we can get everybody's questions answered. This is $29 a month. Now, again, I know people who are charging $100 a week for classes like this, but it's something that absolutely everybody can afford to do if you're in network marketing. One of the things I wanted to do is design a program that wasn't competing against you building your business. If you have a product and need to order product and you're already going to events, I didn't want this to be so costly that you couldn't participate. Now, the next one, if you want to learn how to be an expert or how to become an authority or how to become an influencer, there are basic techniques that you can do. So you can, for free, build on Facebook, for free, build in LinkedIn, for free, build in MeWe or any of the other, there's hundreds of sites out there, TikTok, LinkedIn, what was I thinking, YouTube. How do you do a 3 to 10 minute video every single day that will bring the clients to you? What if you just had clients call you instead of you call them? Wouldn't that be more fun? Yes, it's called attraction marketing. And there's kind of a basic formula to it. And if you understand the basic formula, it's unlimited how many leads you can get. So once a month, we're focusing on what it takes to become that influencer. So again, it's a monthly live virtual recorded event. The next one is January the 29th from 5 to 8 p.m. It's about an hour. In a couple minutes, we're going to take a break and then another hour for the second half just to go over everything. The first half is basically how to become the expert. The second half is focusing on a specific platform. We're hitting Facebook. That's the platform we're hitting in January. The platform in February is going to be TikTok. And funny enough, we were just talking about TikTok a minute ago. Again, there's a Q&A at the end of each session. This product is $100 a month. If you're looking to take any business, I don't care if you're in real estate, insurance, direct sales, financial services, if you own a lawn care company, if you own a construction company, this is something that can help you, especially if you want to be a coach. That brings us to our 4 certifications. Our next certification program is March 4th, 5th, and 6th. It is a weekend. What we're going to cover is basically how to become a certified recruiting coach. Nowhere in the world right now that I know of offers a certification to become a recruiter. Think about this. If you were in network marketing and you're like, hey, there's 2 people contacting you. One of them is a certified recruiter, and the other one basically is just starting out winging it, has no direction, is just going to try real hard. Let's be real honest. Who would you want to sign up with? Well, I'd want to sign up with the best person, no matter what. But if they had some kind of training, I'd be like, okay, I'm kind of interested in that because I don't have a background in this. So we're going to cover like the history, statistics, philosophies of, recruiting. We're going to cover presenting, promoting, profiting, the mindset, the skill set, what it takes. And then Sunday, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I'm specifically going to pull half a dozen people out and coach them live. How many people would like to see what coaching looks like live as somebody's going through? So that's what this is about. It's going to be 3-ring binder style. So that way you're going to leave not only with the blueprint of what to do, but also the questionnaires, the tests, the assessments. You have the same ability to do this over and over and over again with the people you recruit. That program is $497. The team building certification is very similar, only now instead of talking about you sponsoring people, we're going to talk about how to help that team that may be out of town. What if they're out of town? What if they're out of the country and you can't get to them? What if they're in a different time zone? How do you include them? What if they speak a different language? How do you support them? That's a lot of what we're going to go over in the team building. That's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Again, it's a weekend. Again, it comes with a 3-ring binder. Again, it is recorded. $997 is that course, and that is a one-time payment. Certified event building. This one was hysterical, and I say it's hysterical because I called half a dozen people who made anywhere between $100,000 up to $1 million in direct sales, and I asked every one of them. I said, "Hey, you've run events before, yes?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "How did you learn how to run events?" They said, "Well," all of them said the same thing. "Well, we sat in meetings for years, and then all of a sudden, we showed up early and we started helping out with chairs. And then from helping out with chairs, we helped set up the AV. We helped, greet at the door. And then eventually we were asked to do our testimonial at the end. And then maybe we were a host, and eventually we became a speaker." And I said, "So basically what you're telling me is if I want to learn how to do events, I just have to hang around for the next decade, maybe 2, to learn how to do this. What if we could do it in one weekend?" Now, I'm not saying you're going to be great at all of it, but what if you knew what to do? And this was brought up to me earlier. They said, "Oh yeah, I've ran events." I said, "Well, were you running events at 30% of your potential or 100% of your potential?" What would if you took your event from 30% productivity to maybe 70% productivity, what would that mean to your overall business nationwide? He was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be important." I said, "Okay, so September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we're going to cover why, where, when, and how to do these different events. Everything from a Zoom to a team call to a training to accountability, how to do an open house, what is the functionality or why do you need trainings, how to do a regional event, and then how to pull together a weekend event like what we're going to do." Again, this is going to come with the checklist and the scheduling and how to negotiate contracts, because if you're building a business and dealing with hotels and renting out space, has anybody ever done this? It's a lot of fun. There are certain things you want to know before you go in and put your credit card down for the next 2 years. That program is $1497. And one of the reasons I picked, $1497 is, has anybody ever made a error in events, picking the wrong date, the wrong time, and trying to go in to change it? Oh, that's ugly. I have an event that cost me more than $1497. If I would have known ahead of time to have this one little phrase in my contract, I could have saved myself that amount of money. Growth and achievement. This is the last part. One of the things that I would get asked from some of the other executives, you know, people who had hit $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month. They're like, Jeff, I'm stuck. I have people coming to me who make more money than I've made in the industry, and they're like, look, I know you know this. I'm stuck. Can you help me figure out, how do I keep moving forward? I'm kind of just, I can't figure it out. And here's the reason why so many people get stuck. It's because your basic human instinct works against your goals and dreams. Your basic human instinct, your biology is literally fighting you. And if you don't know how to overcome that, you will always get to a comfort zone where you can't break through. How many people have ever been to an event, write down your goals, and you come out and you do nothing? And then you go to another event and you write down your goals and you come out and you do nothing. And you do it again and again. And you're like, what's wrong with me? I'm doing what they say I'm doing. I'm focused. I'm energized. I'm pumped up. I'm writing my goals down, but I am not moving forward. Why is that? That's what we're going to go over. So we're going to cover basically how to achieve in different areas of life. You know, how do you have it all? I worked with a coach. He did charge a lot of money, $1,000 an hour. So one of the things I was talking about on Facebook is how do you earn, you know, anywhere between $100 up to $1,000 an hour coaching people? You get really good. You know, initially, you probably want to go through our courses to understand how to do it. Then you probably want to turn around and either use this information for your own company or sell the program that we have, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. You have the ability to turn around and resell this program. As you bring people in, you're then going to guide them, you're going to lead them through the process. And by teaching and coaching, eventually you get good at that. We want to bring you in and actually have you in as a speaker. You become a speaker and a trainer at our events. Using the success you've had to get to that point, you now can spin off and go into any company or any organization and coach and teach them what you just learned. What does that pay? Somewhere between $100 and $1,000 an hour. And you can do it anywhere. So 1997 is that program. So I went through all of it here. The unlimited leads, the 10 keys, the monthly marketing mastermind, everything in red is a monthly, everything else is a one-time. Then we have 4 certification programs. Now, I want to go over the compensation here. There's basically 2 ways to earn. One, you can become an affiliate. You can become an affiliate. As you buy each product, and we'll talk about this, you can become an affiliate and turn around and resell it. But the second part is becoming a certified coach gives you the ability to take that information out and go help anybody. And I heard the best analogy the other day. They said, well, you know, what if I haven't done anything yet? I said, look, if you just go through the course and graduate the program, you're at least 3 to 5 times ahead of everybody else that doesn't know what to do, that's guessing. Now, a friend of mine that I just had lunch with, he goes, do you think people will pay you just because you've been through a course and have knowledge? I said, doesn't college build their entire program off that idea? And he was like, God, I never thought of it like that. I said, man, most of my teachers, especially some of the assistant professors when I was in college, they had never applied anything. They had just passed the course, gotten their certificate, and turned right back around and taught it. And some of them were really good, but that's all the farther they were ahead. And you're like, will people pay for that? How much does college cost? Even junior college costs a lot of money, right? So yes, people will pay for it. So here's how our affiliate program works. Each product has its own affiliate compensation plan. I'm going to go over that here in a minute. This is a pass-up compensation plan, meaning if you don't own the product, that commission will pass up to the next person who does. And it's a compression comp plan, which means if somebody leaves, that person is now frontline. You know, if somebody leaves in between, that person is now frontline to whoever the next person in line is. So right off the bat, the $20 unlimited leads program is 100% commission. You know, like 100%, how does that make sense? It makes sense because I wanted something to give people unlimited $20 commissions because it is about expanding the network overall. It's not about just the money coming back in. But what if you were in a situation where you referred right there, you'd probably make more money just referring this program to people who you run into who are like, hey, your company isn't perfect for me, but I do need leads. Great, I have a source for you. The second product, the 29 Key Fundamentals, is 80% commission. So at $29, you'd be paid $24 a month. $24 a month residually. Figure out how much you need to have in a savings account today. This is insane. How much do you need to have in a savings account today to pay you $24 a month residually? The average savings account is 0.03%. So thousands of dollars. Here, you just need to refer one person. 80% commission. So the $100 mastermind is 80%. Now you're at $80. So if you have people signed up in the first 3, you paid $149 and you're making $104 a month residually. Now, assuming they keep with the program. All the next programs are all 80%. Now, I say this is a peer-to-peer payment system. So instead of waiting on your money, the money comes directly to you. We're setting you up to teach you how to be your own business owner. So the money's going to come in directly to you. Now, people can pay by PayPal, people can pay by check, people can pay by cash, people can pay by Zelle, Apple Pay, whatever system that you particularly use, Venmo, whatever system you use. We're using Stripe, which is an international payment system. So if you expect to have an international business, I'd suggest getting an international payment system. An all-in commission would earn you $4,124. So here's where it gets really interesting. The compensation, a certified coach or consultant. So what do you have the qualifications to go do if you got certified? Well, some people who are certified do one-on-one coaching. Some do group coaching. Some do motivational speaking. Some host events. Some host virtual events. Some do online workshops. Some write books. Some create courses. But I thought it was really interesting. The International Federation of Coaching for life coaching pays $235 an hour. That's the average. Now, if you're an executive coach, which probably means you have experience in the field and now you're turning around and mentoring, that average is over $300. This goes up from there. The highest paid coach in the world that I've found so far is Tony Robbins, who charges over $1 million an hour. I believe it's $4 million to sit down with him right now for an hour. He does absolutely everything he can, so you'll work with somebody else. But if you absolutely positively have to have him, you need to drop about $4 million, and you're going to have to fly and meet him. So there are cheaper ways to do it. But if you want to talk to Tony, that's what it's going to take. The timing. Here's what I thought was interesting. Do TVs change? Yes. Do DVDs are gone? CDs, hard to find. Your home phone, probably, does anybody still have a home phone? Or does everybody have a cell now? Most people just have a cell. Your cell phone, you know, we just upgraded, got a new iPad, Brandy just upgraded her phone, got a new phone. How often are you upgrading these things? About every year. Whether it's skincare or hair care, over 20 years, you're gonna start using different stuff. But what's really interesting is in personal development kind of never goes away. People are still reading quotes from Aristotle. People are still reading quotes from Shakespeare. This development process stays indefinitely. It's something that people still pay for, because one of the questions is would people still come to all this stuff? I said, people have been coming to Tony Robbins seminars for 40 years. 40 years. Well, isn't he teaching the same stuff over and over again? Yeah, and 50% of the room is coaches. So what's interesting is this is growing. So what I did is I wanted to make basically an offer that people who want to be the testimonial, people who want to pioneer something, people who want to be first, deserve an all-in discount. So not only is it an all-in discount, but it's no monthly ever. So $997 basically buys the entire program, and we're offering that to the first 100 people. Now, we're pre-launching until June when we launch our team building event. So from now till then, these positions are going to go. Right now, we have done no advertising. We have done no marketing campaign. I text message a certain group of friends that I've known for quite a while, some of them. Most people I've known for at least 2, 3, 4, some 10 years. And the result from just text messaging saying, hey, come check this out, already has, I believe it's 16 people in the program in the first 15 days. So that's 15 days of what's happened so far. I'm guessing these positions are going to go. So if you know of somebody who this would be a good fit for, and they're like, hey, this makes sense, you know, $1,000 rather than 5,000, now would be the time to figure it out. Now, to make it easier for people, what we did is we put together, you know, linked up. A friend of mine told me about this, that PayPal actually has financing for this. You can actually go to PayPal as long as it's over $100 and get financing. Now, I will tell you this up front, I found out it takes a 700 plus credit score to qualify for PayPal. For everything else, there's about 20 other financing places that I found down to a 0 credit score, if you have no credit score at all, that you can get financing if that's something you want to do. Obviously, they're going to charge you. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not an affiliate of any of those programs, but I can send you the link and show you what the options are. So the all-in discount not only is $9.97, but you have the ability to turn around and resell it for 80% commission. A good friend of mine, Jesse Garcia, signed up 2 days ago. He instantly brought another guy on the Zoom that we were on, who he knows from real estate. And he's like, Joe, here's the program. We ran through it, signed up right there. They got another guy on the phone, Dave. So a friend of mine, Jesse, was able to make $1,600 in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. He had been in the program about 6 seconds to turn around and resell it. So this has some huge potential worldwide. That's basically who we are, what we do. I'm excited to roll the rest of the program out. I'm excited for the different people involved. And, you know, I know different people I've known for quite some time here, and I would like to kind of put you on the spot. Joyce, I don't know if your voice, I know there's a bunch of people under the weather. Would you mind sharing just, you know, what you saw in the program and, you know, why you decided to get started?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Sorry, I'm a little raspy. I've had been under the weather the past couple of days, but I'm getting better. Anyway, whenever I have coached with Jeff in the past for the past couple of years, and know him through his John Maxwell coaching program, and also worked with Bess McCarty. But I just like his coaching. When I saw the program, there's nothing like this out there. You know, I decided this year to partner with Eric Worre and take his coaching program for his accelerated program for network marketers. And so I decided to invest in myself in coaching this year to get better myself, but not only to get better myself to serve my teams and all my different affiliate programs, but I want to serve people in other network marketing companies and other programs to just succeed in whatever their companies are. So I'm just really looking forward to going through the certification, building my skills so that I can serve and help everybody in the industry.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. There's several people who were not able to make it. I'm looking at messages there and on my phone. But, you know, to kind of close out, every single week we do this open house. So you have the ability to invite people here, learn about the program. What we did is we did record it. So this will go up online, and then I'll pull it from YouTube into our group. So you do have the ability to turn around and use this yourself if it's something that you'd like to use. So I appreciate everybody, you know, for jumping on, learning about what we do. If you do know of the right person that you can refer us to, we'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and contact us directly, or the person who brought you here, reach out to them directly, and find out what we do and how we do it. Thank you guys so much, and have a great evening.